You know, the way I put it is there is moral culpability. A woman is not off the hook morally for what she does. And I think we may be able to get to the point if everybody comes to understand. Here's the issue. We need to get the culture to the place where everybody understands that it's a baby. And if we can do that, if we get a cultural consensus that that is a baby in the womb, then I think at that point you can begin to talk about legal consequences for the mothers. But right now, not everybody believes that. We want the culture to understand that. In the meantime, we want to save as many babies as we can, which means we've got to stop the abortionists. You know, we still hold a mother capable if she gives birth to her baby and then she flushes it down the toilet or she throws it into a dumpster, which happens. I mean, reading stories like that, you know, every week I'll read a story like that. We hold the mothers accountable. Why? Because everybody knows, including the mother, everybody understands that that is a baby, and therefore the legal consequences have to be brought to bear. Right now, we don't have that consensus as a culture. We couldn't get there if we tried, but we can find a way to put abortion clinics out of business. We can find a way to go after abortionists for what they do, and I think that's where we need to focus. So there is moral culpability for a woman who does it. In fact, the reality is a lot of times what happens to women is they do not realize how morally culpable they are for what happened until later. And then the reality of what they have done kind of crashes in on them, and then it just devastates them when they realize what they have done. They didn't know better. Nobody told them. Nobody tried to talk them out of it. Nobody explained the humanity of the baby in the womb, and so they did not know what they were doing. You know, remember Jesus said on the cross, he was talking to the Roman soldiers. He wasn't talking about the Jews. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. That was for the Roman soldiers. He wasn't forgiving the scribes and the Pharisees. Don't misunderstand what he was doing there. They knew exactly what they were doing. The Roman soldiers were clueless. They had no idea that they were crucifying the Son of God. So it says, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. The same is true with a woman that has an abortion. And we hope that that eventually will change. We hope we'll get to the point where everyone will understand exactly the nature of what she is doing. But until that day comes, we need to regard her, I believe, for legal purposes, not for moral purposes, but for legal purposes, as a second victim. I realize from a purist standpoint, there should be legal culpability for a woman. Maybe someday we can get to that place where that would be accepted and we would actually be able to enact legislation like that.